The bombing of Bahrain in World War II was part of an effort by the Italian Royal Air Force to strike at the British interests wherever possible in the Middle East. Background: on 10 June 1940, the Kingdom of Italy declared war on the French Republic and the United Kingdom. The Italian invasion of France was short-lived and the French signed an armistice with the Italians on 25 June, 3 days after France's armistice with Germany. This left the British and the forces of the Commonwealth of Nations for the Italians to contend with in the Middle East. Bahrain. Early on October 19, 1940, 4 Italian EDM-82s bombers attacked American-operated oil refineries in the British Protectorate of Bahrain, damaging the local refineries. The raid also struck Dhahran in Saudi Arabia, but causing little damage. Indeed, in order to strike the British-controlled oil refineries at Manama in the Persian Gulf, these EDM-82s bombers undertook a flight of 4,200 kilometers, lasting 15 hours at 270 kilometers per hour. That was for the time arguably a record for a bombing mission. Each aircraft carried a load of 1,500 kilograms. This long-range action was successful, taking the target totally by surprise, and the EDM-82s landed without problems at Zula, Eritrea. The raid caused the Allies some concerns, forcing them to upgrade their defenses. This, more than the limited amount of damage caused, further stretched Allied military resources. The Italian command intended to employ the special EDM-82s to bomb the English oil plants of Manama in the Persian Gulf, in order to show the potential ability of the Italian Air Force. It was a long and difficult mission involving a 4,000-kilometer flight. Ettore Muti and his comrades spent 4 days working on a complete revision of the plans and established a complex flight plan. On December 18, at 5:10 p.m., after filling both the normal and the supplementary tanks, they loaded 3 out of 4 EDM-82s with 1.5 tons of incendiary and explosive bombs weighing 15, 20 or 50 kilograms. Then the 4 3-engine bombers took off, in command of the first aircraft, which gained height with difficulty from the Rhodes Gadara runway because it was overloaded with 19,500 kilograms, was Lieutenant Colonel Muti. He was assisted by Major Giovanni Reina and by Captain Paolo Mosso, who had previous experience in flying planes overloaded up to 21 tons. The EDM-82s, after gaining height, headed east, flying over Cyprus, Lebanon and Syria, bending to the southeast as they went past Jordan and Iraq until they reached the Persian Gulf. During the very long outward flight, the role of Muti's SM-82 Pathfinder proved its essential function in leading the squadron. At 2:20 a.m., just before reaching the Bahrain Islands, Lieutenant Colonel Federici's aircraft suddenly lost sight contact with Muti's SM-82 and had to drop its bombs on different targets in the vicinity of Manama, while the other planes hit the fixed target. As Bombardier Reina later told, the operation of spotting the target was easy thanks to the total illumination of the extractive and refinery plants, which were partially damaged by the bombs. As soon as they perceived the glares of the first explosions, the Italian planes made off along the escape routes, landing to the Zula runway at 8:40. The whole Italian formation had flown 2,400 kilometers in 15.30 hours. At the Eritrean airport, along with a small crowd of Italian aviators, the brave pilots found the 4th SM-82 Squadron, which, in the meantime, had come from Rhodes as a support plane on the way back, should one of the crafts make an emergency landing in the desert. Alberto Rosselli Rome declared that their bombers had set a new distance record, covering 3,000 miles on the outgoing trip from bases located in the island of Rhodes. American magazine Time wrote that the Italians insisted that the planes had been refueled from submarine tankers, though in actuality, the planes had simply been loaded with fuel. Ettore Muti, party secretary of the National Fascist Party, took part in the Bahrain raid and in at least one of the bombings of Haifa. The Bahrain raid was followed by other long-distance Italian raids on Ethiopia and Eritrea in 1942, and would have been repeated with a better SM-82 bomber in a raid on New York in summer 1943. Even a commercial aerial trip was done between Rome and Tokyo in summer 1942. Bibliography: Lembo, Daniele. SIAI Adem, 82 Marsupial. Aere nella Storia, Issue 22. Parma, Italy. Westward Edizioni, 2002. 10-31.